If your house sits in any one of 12 states, there is a process happening beneath your foundation right now, today, that your home inspector cannot detect, that your seller was not required to disclose, and that will cost you between $8,000 and $80,000 to repair when it finally surfaces. The 12 states are Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, and South Carolina. If you live in one of them, or if you are buying in one of them, the next 9 minutes are the most structurally important conversation you will have about your home. And if you think your inspector already covered this, he did not. I will show you exactly why. 1/3 of the continental United States sits on expansive clay soil. That is not a geological curiosity. It is a structural engineering crisis hiding inside the largest financial transaction most families will ever make. Expansive clay is a specific soil classification, Montmorillonite-rich clay, that absorbs water and expands in volume by up to 10% when saturated, then contracts by an equivalent amount in drought conditions. Beneath a residential foundation, that cycle of expansion and contraction produces vertical movement, not everywhere at once, not uniformly, at different rates and different depths depending on tree proximity, drainage patterns, irrigation habits, and seasonal rainfall, which means the foundation does not move up and down like an elevator. It moves at different rates in different places, and that differential movement is what cracks your house. The Foundation Repair Association estimates that 25% of all homes in the United States will experience foundation distress during their service life. In expansive clay markets, that number is significantly higher. $4 billion in foundation repair is spent in this country every year, and the majority of the homeowners writing those checks had no idea the soil beneath their home was capable of this when they bought it. What I am about to show you is what the engineering assessment looks like, why the home inspection does not replicate it, and the 3 physical signs that tell you, before you buy, before you spend, whether the movement under a house is cosmetic or structural. Stay with me, because the difference between those 2 words is $47,000. Here is what expansive clay actually does, because the name makes it sound passive when the reality is anything but. When clay soil dries, in a drought, in a hot summer, after a mature tree extracts moisture from the adjacent soil, it shrinks. It pulls away from the foundation perimeter. The foundation, which was bearing on that soil, loses support at the edges. The perimeter drops relative to the interior, which is still bearing on deeper, more stable soil that has not dried. That differential, perimeter dropping, interior holding, produces tension in the slab, and concrete in tension cracks. The cracks run diagonally from the corners of door and window openings at approximately 45 degrees, following the principal stress lines in the slab. That is the signature of perimeter subsidence. When clay soil wets, in a wet spring, after an irrigation system runs for years against the foundation, after drainage has been redirected by a landscaping change, it expands. It pushes upward against the perimeter of the foundation. The perimeter lifts relative to the interior. That differential, perimeter rising, interior holding, produces a different tension, and the cracks run in a different geometry. But here is the thing that makes this genuinely difficult. The crack patterns from perimeter heave and perimeter subsidence are visually similar enough that a non-engineer frequently cannot distinguish between them. And the treatment for heave is the opposite of the treatment for subsidence. Installing piers under a heaving foundation actively makes the situation worse. I have seen this happen. The homeowner hired a foundation repair company, not an engineer. The company installed piers. The foundation continued to move upward because the piers were fighting the expansion, not addressing its cause. That failure mode is more common than the foundation repair industry would prefer you to know, and it leads directly to the thing that should concern you most if you are buying a home in any of these 12 states. Here is where it gets worse. The person you hired to catch this, the the home inspector, is not equipped to tell the difference between a crack that cost $50 and a crack that costs $50,000. This is not a criticism of home inspectors as individuals. It is a description of what their professional standard of practice requires them to do, which is substantially less than what you believe they are doing when you hand them $450. The InterNACHI and ASHI standards of practice, the two dominant inspector association guidelines, require an inspector to visually observe foundation conditions and report observable defects. They do not require elevation survey. They do not require soil classification. They do not require crack geometry analysis. They do not require any of the diagnostic tools a structural engineer uses to determine whether a crack is structural. An inspector who writes, "Diagonal cracking observed at southeast corner. Recommend monitoring," has fulfilled his professional obligation completely. He has told you nothing about whether those cracks require monitoring or immediate remediation, because he cannot tell you. He is not trained to determine that, and his standard of practice does not require him to. A structural engineering assessment uses a zip level or optical level to take elevation readings across the slab at a grid of measurement points, typically every 5 to 8 feet, and maps the deviation from a level plane across the entire foundation footprint. A slab with less than 1 inch of total differential is generally within the range of normal movement for an expansive clay market. A slab with 1.5 to 2.5 inches of differential is in the range requiring engineered repair. A slab with more than 2.5 inches of differential is a structural event, and the buyer who purchases that house without an engineering assessment is acquiring a liability that will fully reveal itself within the first seasonal cycle. The assessment costs $350 to $600. It takes 2 hours. A structural engineer produces a written report with elevation data, crack documentation, a diagnosis of cause, and a specific remediation recommendation if warranted. That document tells you whether the house you are about to buy requires 0 additional investment or $40,000 of helical pier installation. The home inspection told you there were cracks and to monitor them. These are not the same document. And here is the part that should make you genuinely angry. In no state in the country is a seller required to provide a structural engineering report as part of disclosure. They are required to disclose what they know. If they have not had an engineer assess the foundation, they do not know. And they are under no obligation to find out. Let me tell you what the financial consequences actually look like at each stage of this, because the range from $4,000 to $80,000 covers situations that feel completely different when you are the one in them. A cosmetic crack in a slab, a shrinkage crack with no differential movement, no pattern consistent with load stress, occurring in a foundation that surveys within 3/4 of an inch of level, is filled with polyurethane crack filler for between $150 and $300. It is a maintenance item, the equivalent of caulking a window. It does not affect structural integrity and does not affect resale value if properly documented. A foundation in active perimeter subsidence, slab differential of 1.5 to 2 inches, diagonal cracking at multiple openings, soil pulling away from the perimeter visibly in dry seasons, requires pressed concrete piles or helical piers installed at 8-foot intervals around the affected perimeter. In a standard slab-on-grade home, this runs between $8,000 and $22,000, depending on the number of piers required and the soil depth to bearing strata. The work is invasive, requires interior access in some configurations, and produces settlement of the lifted perimeter that must be managed carefully to avoid inducing new cracking. A foundation with perimeter heave, the upward movement caused by moisture intrusion rather than moisture loss, is treated by eliminating the moisture source, rerouting irrigation, improving drainage, and in severe cases, root barrier installation or tree removal. The engineering cost to diagnose and design the drainage correction runs $2,000 to $4,000. The landscape and drainage work runs $3,000 to $12,000. If the heave has been severe enough to crack the slab through its full depth, which happens when differential exceeds 3 inches, the slab requires repair in addition to the moisture management work. The family from the opening bought in Texas, which has mandatory foundation disclosure on the standard state form. Their seller had complied with the law. The disclosure said, "No known foundation defects." That was accurate. The seller had never had the foundation assessed by an engineer, so they genuinely did not know. Within 14 months of purchase, the buyers were looking at a $23,000 pier installation estimate and a disclosure form that was legally complete and practically useless. The final surprise: the neighbor's house, same builder, same year, same soil, had been assessed by an engineer before sale and disclosed a $12,000 repair that the seller completed before listing. That buyer paid $12,000 less for a house with a documented, repaired, permitted foundation. The family who bought without an assessment paid full price and then paid again. Expansive clay is not going away. The 12 states are not moving. The disclosure laws are not changing fast enough to protect buyers who assume the inspection covered what engineers cover. A $350 structural engineering assessment on a home in an expansive clay market is not an optional upgrade to the inspection process. It is the only document that answers the question the inspection leaves open. In these 12 states, the crack in the wall is not the problem. It is the message. The question is whether you read it before or after you close. If this was useful, subscribe. There is more of this coming. And the next one involves a failure mode hiding in plain sight in 40 million American homes right now.